In this video, we're going to show you how to install a OneUp V2 Dropper seat post.
Huh. Well, that wasn't a very good unboxing, was it? You didn't unbox it.
I didn't unbox it, bro.
You didn't unbox the whole thing.
You're just chirping yourself. Wait. Dude, Shane reps. These are rat bikes, though. All right, and here we have a dropper seat post and a lever.
All right.
What are we doing first, Derek?
First thing we're going to do is loosen off the dropper post lever.
The current dropper post lever.
That way when we go to pull out the actual post, we have a little bit more slack on the cable. So we'll just kind of slide that in.
Slide her down.
And then loosen off the seat post clamp on the existing dropper. Not gonna do it too much.
So what are we doing, Derek?
Yeah, so don't give me the dad transition. Come on.
What are we doing, Derek? What the hell are you doing now with this bike?
Better not make it into the final video.
What?
There goes your calibrated torque wrench.
R.I.P. torque wrench.
Yeah, so once everything's loosened off, to get the old post out, as you pull up on the post, you're just going to be mindful to push the cable kind of through the frame. And you can see it coming out the down tube into the seat post here. And you're just going to kind of slowly feed it out and through, making sure that you shouldn't really having to be yanking anything. And that's the old one coming out here. So we'll just put that down for a second.
All right, Derek, what are we doing now?
I'm gonna get angry if you keep doing that. I'm gonna get angry. So on this dropper, you can see it just has the cylindrical end here. Actually, that's a dumb way of describing it. Don't put that in.
The end where the cable goes into the post.
So you can see on this post, the clamp end of the cable is up at the dropper lever and not at the dropper post. So basically, to detach the post from the bike, we're just going to loosen off the cable up top here at the lever, and then feed it all the way through the inner cable. So with that loose, you should be able to pull the dropper post and the cable all the way through the inner cable. Alright, and just make sure that this doesn't fall back down into the frame. It shouldn't. And you can go ahead and remove the old cable out of the old post, like so. And then you can go ahead and remove the outer cable from your existing lever and set that aside. The next thing we'll do is we'll install the OneUp lever. In this case, we're using SRAM Matchmaker brakes. You can obviously get the Shimano I-Spec or the regular 22.2 clamp band. But since we're just installing the Matchmaker, it comes with this kind of extension piece. You have three options in terms of the distance away from your brake lever clamp, where you want the dropper to be. We're just going to go in the middle for now and see how it goes. Is the narrower of the two bolts that connects this kind of extension piece to the lever. Wow, the whole clamp comes out. Okay. Okay, so for Ceramic Matchmaker, once you have the brake clamp out, you're going to put this piece that comes with your remote into the bottom of it, and then clamp your brake back on to your bars. Okay. Leave that loose for now. Okay, and then you've got the OneUp remote and the one remaining bolt that's left. And basically just going to line this up with that little piece we just put in the brake lever and start screwing this in. You're going to slide this thing down so we have the slack. What do you say, brother? Okay, so we're going to feed the inner cable through the outer cable that's still left over now. So we'll just take off the ferrules on either ends just to make it a little bit easier to fish the cable through these. And we'll just set these aside for now. Okay, so we've got the inner cable that came with the remote, as well as this this little cable stop here. So you actually don't need this. The dropper post will work without it, but if you do want to use it, make sure you slide it in over your inner cable before you feed it through your outer cable. And you want the wider end of this, the part that will end up sitting in this cylinder, to go on first. So feed it all the way to the end. Cut the fumbling out. And you can see that you want the end such that this piece will sit within it. Once we have that, you're just as simple as feeding the inner cable through the housing, getting it around this first bend, and then just fishing it all the way through, and it'll poke up the top soon.
Go again. Got it.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that all the way through until there's only a bit of slack left on this end. Just leave that there. You got the inner cable here. We're gonna put the ferrule back over it before we put it into the remote. Let's wind that down. Put the ferrule on. Okay, we've got the inner cable here, feeding it into the remote. Just slide it in this one end, and it should be able to come all the way through out here. You want to push it all the way through such that the outer cable reaches into it. Okay, so attaching the post to the cable that you have here, you just need to actuate the dropper post just by pulling with your thumb here, and then the cable is going to sit itself into there like so, and then you can pull the rest of the slack through. Okay, and you can pull through the rest of the slack on the inner cable by just gently pulling up by the lever until the ferrule touches the end of the dropper post. Okay.
Like so.
And so before putting the post back into the frame, we're just going to apply just a light amount of grease along the post, especially down towards the bottom. So once you've removed all the slack, so you don't want any slack like that, so pull the inner cable through at the lever all the way until the ferrule pops into the bottom of the receiver on the post, and once there's no inner cable left showing here, you want to tighten your inner cable up at the lever. Okay, so now when you push the dropper post into the frame, this is not going to separate from the receiver on the post now that you have it clamped up here. So to drop it into the frame, same as kind of how we took the other one out, going to kind of slowly push the post in to the frame, while at the same time gently pulling the outer cable through the frame. Okay, with the dropper post in, you can kind of tighten down the seat post where you think you might want it temporarily, and adjust it to your seat height later. And you can actually do a test right now and see if the post actuates. In our case, it seems to be working okay. Okay, so we've got the seat installed to the seat post now. The only thing really left to do is moving your brake lever back to where you had it before. So you can slide that back down and put that where you like. Just clamp it down here for now. And then the other thing is crimping the rest of this cable off. Okay, we're going to cut. We've got the our cable snips here. You do want a decent quality pair of these so that the cable doesn't fray when you cut it. And you just want to leave enough room really to get the crimp on it. So we're going to cut it, say, there. And it did fray just a little bit, but we'll put the crimp on it. Okay.
One last thing, you need to take all the air out of the shock and push down on the saddle to compress the shock. You do this to make sure the back of the saddle won't contact the rear tire when bottoming out. If it does, you need to make your dropper post higher. Thanks for watching.